ultra-powerful master video jockeys and digital creators converge at the Game Jam Off-World Studio platform on a mission to share their unique video magic with the universe. Welcome to VID Wizards.
Hi, hello, and welcome. There's supposed to be a transition there to our new Infochammel television program, VID Wizards, where we meet video wizards, animators, directors, VJs, musicians, and visual artists and give them a chance to win valuable IC crypto colors to use in their productions or however they see fit. I'm your host, Davey Force, and this is the very first pilot episode, so you can almost guarantee everything can and will go wrong and be a complete shambles. So bear with us. We'll be making adjustments with every episode of VID Wizards. So give us the feedback we need to take things to the next level. In that regard, I will ask you, if you haven't already, subscribe to Infochammel on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and at Infochammel.com. Become a subscriber and make your existence to maximum satisfaction. Bring it to maximum satisfaction. It's a better way to HD TV. Well, have a little time. We'll have a little cover. We'll have a little to cover for before, I'm going to say that again. It's a better way to HD TV. Well, we have to cover a little bit before we get started. I'll first let you know that I built the VID Wizard set over 3 years ago, and finally I am deploying it for this series. Thanks to a kick in the pants from the greatest info manager of the ages, to a kick in the pants from the greatest info manager of the ages, Mr. Ruben Kincaid. I'm using a teleprompter, folks, and you might have noticed that, and it doesn't always keep up. It's like an auto keeps up. It's kind of a neat thing when it's working. But anyway, thanks, Mr. Ruben Kincaid, for that. And thanks, Ruben. So get ready to strap into this new show that showcases amazing artists and creators. This is VID Wizards. Yeah, okay. My guest tonight has been a video director and animator for over 30 years, starting out in Chicago as a founder of the early 90s production house phenomena known as H-Gun Labs, which pioneered some of the greatest MTV music videos of the 90s with bands like Public Enemy, Ministry, Nine Inch Nails, Soundgarden, Revolting Cocks, De La Soul, The Melvins, New Order, Living Color, Meat Beat Manifesto, Megadeth. The list is just long, okay? All the hits, all the greatest of that era. H-Gun Labs did that, and our guest tonight is one of the founding members of that group. He went on to continue directing and animating for different artists, as well as he plays music under his name Dimensional Holographic Sound, which has smash hits like House of God, and has also performed and collaborated with Meat Beat Manifesto for over 15 years. He continues to direct videos and release music under his label Tino Corp, and in recent years has delved into experiential projects using projection mapping techniques. Please give a big VID Wizards welcome to Ben Stokes. Hey, Ben.
Hello. Hello.
You sound
Dave.
so far away.
It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too, even though, here we are. Are we seeing each other? We can kind of, I'm looking at a bunch of words on the, I can't even see you, Ben, but it's great to see you, even though I can't see you, but I do see you. I see, you just moved your eyebrows. I can see you. But thanks for coming here all the way out here to the asteroid belt where we have our studio, and joining us for the very first episode, VID Wizards. It's really great to have you here tonight.
It's great to be here, Dave. And with an intro like that, I don't know what I can add, except that I have been introduced as, for the music project, as Dimensional Holographic Sound many times. But the actual name is Dimensional Holophonic Sound.
My! So I said it wrong. Of course I did.
I'm your autocorrect.
Yeah, thank you very much. Holophonic sound. What does that mean? What does holophonic mean?
It came from, it's an actual thing that some guy in Northern California, I think, pioneered. I spell it with an F, so I hope I'm safe from being sued. I think this guy's not around anymore. But I was a big fan.
He could sue you from the grave potentially. Like his body, the remains, his bones could sue you.
It had something to do. His thing had something to do with binaural recording of with binaural microphones, and he had a sound effects library.
Mm-hmm. Okay, he had a holophonic PH, a holophonic sound library. Yes. Well, DHS, dimensional holophonic sound, has been around for a long time, and you had, like I said, you had that big hit, and we'll get to that. But tonight you're our guest, and right here on VidWizards. And guess what, Ben? You're going to have the chance to win real icy crypto colors during your interview, and you can win big in our speed round later. That's known as the Mix Masher. Ben, are you ready to play VidWizards?
Yes.
All right, great. Let's start off at the beginning. You went to the Art Institute in Chicago. You got together with Eric Zimmerman, who's a friend of the network. He'll probably be right here on VidWizards or on Info Live Now, one of these shows. Eventually, Eric Koziel and Jim Deloy grouped in, and then you had a whole bunch of other people, including myself, at some point later on. But it was really the coolest production company in Chicago, H-Gun Labs. And let's take a quick look at that. I have some nice clips that I can show. Just very, it's all copywritten music, so I just cut it in. I cut it in like second, clips.
This is going to be interesting.
It's not going to be much. It's about 30 seconds long. Let's take a look, folks. This is a clip of H-Gun Labs.
Hey, pretty diamond, do you like the way I'm dressed?
Helter skelter.
It's in my breath.
The house of God.
Yeah, wow, cool stuff. Just little tastes of it. We're probably already off of YouTube already, but tell us about these days. H-Gun Labs and wow, what a time! It was just epic being a
I love that really rapid fire edit there. That's a decade going by very quickly. Some of those you picked all of my favorites, I think.
Well, you sent me your favorites. Those are the ones I used.
The early days for H-Gun, it was kind of an interesting morph out of art school days. We had Eric Zimmerman and I and Stevie Dredd, Carl Masak, sometimes John Herden, who went on to do Tortoise and
Johnny Machine.
Johnny Machine. And Bitsy Byron, who I believe is now a stand-up comedian.
I heard that. I don't really know Bitsy, but we have a lot of mutual friends from the day and age and whatnot. But yeah,
she's great. And so we had this kind of punk funk band, which I won't go into at length, but we performed at a lot of Art Institute parties, and we had one of my favorite instruments, which a friend of ours rigged up, was the car horns on a stick. It had like 6 different car horns on a stick, and then 6 buttons, and you could play that as an instrument. So it was like there was even an auga.
Car horns on a stick. I think you just got 1,000 points. Good job. So
those early characters, there was a lot of we used visuals for the shows sometimes, and basically what kind of came out of the ashes of the band was we rearranged the letters UNGH to form H-Gun.
Nice.
And that was Eric Zimmerman, myself, Eric Koziel, and eventually Jim Deloy, and then, like you said, a whole bunch of other people, including yourself. And the very first videos, I was actually still in school when we did those first 2 ministry videos, and I was editing them on school equipment. The first couple of videos, Stigmata and Flashback for ministry.
Yeah, which is epic. That's epic. I
think Stigmata was really the first thing that went viral for us, And back in those days when something went viral, it meant that everyone was sending VHS tapes to each other, and dubbing them, and then we get lower and lower res, which is actually how I heard EBN saw EBN.
I was just thinking about EBN because we talked to them last week, and that's how I got a first generation one because Brian Roman had encountered them and bought their tape, so I got my first gen. But yeah, that whole tape trading thing was a huge, that was how people saw stuff.
Yeah, and it was kind of exciting. I mean, it was a lot slower for things like the very slow moving virus. But, But yeah, and then sometimes you would get, I don't know, other things like the Rob Lowe tape, and that would be like 17th generation VHS. Or, other funny things. But yeah, so those first two videos, Stigmata, as I think about it, I cringe a little bit because I watched it again recently, and it appears very fascist. Of course, that was kind of the whole vibe of Ministry at the time.
I was noticing that. Yeah, there was like all these kind of, which of course, Al Jorgensen, not that he's a fascist, but he was pushing those buttons. This whole,
Well, and what's ironic about that is that there's it's all shot on 16 millimeter. Black and white film, and there's kids getting their heads shaved, and but it was all filmed at Medusa's, and all these kids were like, Medusa's was like, I don't think there was a night of the week that wasn't like gay disco night. So, they had other things. But,
sure. No, I would go to Medusa's.
It
was the thing. You could go to this amazing nightclub when you were you had to be maybe 18 or something, but you weren't a drinking age, and you could go, and it was just a gigantic over-the-top nightclub with amazing performances, and it was just like there was nothing like it.
Yeah, it was actually quite amazing, and I got exposed to a lot of interesting music, and I remember like that shooting that video was actually quite an experience, and it was we were running around in piles of junk, and with our Bolex 16 millimeter cameras, we dragged Al behind a car, which he very much wanted to be dragged behind a car,
of course.
And it was kind of an epic, like black and white, like I think we shot both those videos for $500.
Yeah. You can kind of tell from looking at it in a way. I mean, they're very stripped back. It's like of course, you're shooting film. I mean, that's expensive right there. That could cost you $500. Depending on how you're film and developing and transferring and all that. That's $500. But here it is. You were using the school stuff. You were able to kind of use that and cut those costs. And but yeah, amazing. Just all of a sudden, you guys became this national phenomena. The ultimate. The place to go for an MTV music video and all the biggest acts. It was just it was a really cool time.
It was an exciting time, and when I say it went viral, I mean obviously Ministry had already had some great success, but that was kind of their transition into their next phase, which was very angry, industrial, harsh. Al was very determined to kind of just go in that direction.
Yeah.
And interestingly, I think, Trent Reznor was also very enthralled with that kind of vibe that Ministry was doing. So
sure.
That happened shortly afterwards was 9 Inch Nails, who they were virtually unknown, unlike Ministry.
Right.
And so that was also a really interesting experience. And there was, we kind of took the 16 millimeter run and gun, and I say that knowing as a nod to the other eventual production company from
There's another company
Chicago.
called Run and Gun. That's a whole nother story, and we'll probably learn that someday here on Vid Wizards. We'll see.
All right.
But yeah, that was a weird thing, and they were like 2 blocks away from where you guys were located, and you guys didn't know of each other. They didn't know of you. You didn't know of them.
We knew of them.
Eventually,
we didn't know
you did.
them.
No, eventually you did, but
eventually
we
did. Yeah.
There was a time, and I was a double agent. I was working for both of them, and I was like, yeah, I'm a double agent, and I was, but yeah, I mean, both places are very cool, but HCon, what the heck, just doing all these, just owning MTV and all that at the time, which meant something back then, but
It did, and it was really exciting. And then that sort of style. When I say run and gun, it's kind of a term for just going out there with your cameras and doing whatever without all of the trappings of big productions. And so Nine Inch Nails was very much it shot in the same way, but we had a little bit more of a budget, and we did a lot of interesting things we bought a bunch of used Super 8 cameras and threw them off the roof, and we had weather balloons, and we had cameras that went up.
Yes, this is a famous story.
Yeah, and there was a famous story behind it. I'll give you the Cliff Notes version, but basically one of these balloons, and it was a great shot. Trent had cornstarch on his face, so he looked kind of dead, and he's lying in the street, and we let the camera go, and as it went up, we got this great crane shot, for cheap. And as the balloons went up, we would pull them with a safety line. Well, one of them got away, and it was the camera still rolling. I believe there's 3 minutes of film on there, so in the first minute, we lost it, and then it just kept going. It kept going up and up and up.
Yeah.
And we actually tried to shoot it down with a BB gun. We got in our car, we chased it, and it was gone.
HBB gun. Mm-hmm.
And for a year, that was the best story I had to tell, until we found out that they found that camera and the balloons in Michigan. So it went across Lake Michigan and landed in a cornfield somewhere. And apparently this farmer found it, and he gave it to the police, which then they gave it to the FBI, and it became like 100 man hours were spent on it. And finally somebody called the Art Institute. Eventually I remember being on the phone. We had to be on the phone with Trent Reznor, myself, and Eric Zimmerman to verify that this was a music video. No one died. It wasn't a psycho murder.
Yeah, as far as they know. Yeah. Well, that's cool. Well, guess what? For all that, you're going to get 5,000 points.
Bonus.
Let's see how that makes your day. So you're up to 6,000 already. All right. So we have we got now you're continuing on with DHS over the years, and you've got a new record coming out. You've put out a bunch of records with DHS, Dimensional Holophonic Sound with an F, and but this new one is called Seeing is Believing. Is that correct?
That is correct. Seeing is Believing, and it comes with misplaced them. It comes with a pair of 3D glasses of the red-blue style.
Yeah.
And I'm just in the process of there's going to be a bunch of videos that will be in 3D for the record. But yes, it's called Seeing is Believing. It's available on vinyl and digital. And if you go to Bandcamp, Dimensional Holophonic Sound with an F,
it's got an F,
you should be able to find it.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Well, you know what? I have a clip from that. Let's take a look at this clip, shall we?
Right.
It's a clip that you gave me. This is a world premiere. Potentially, we're only going to see about a minute of it, but let's check it out. And it's got your amazing animation skills all over this. So let's check this out from Dimensional Holophonic Sound.
America's finest DJ jerks.
The DJ has arrived! This is a record player.
DJ jerks. DJ jerks the disc back and forth.
Place hands in position. Eyes on record. Ready? Please start to DJ whenever you hear the signal. DJ. Use your right thumb to center the record.
Together with the beats we will show you, you will be able to play most of the popular music of today.
I love that lips effect at the end, and then of course all the stop action. You've done a lot of stuff like this, stop action, and another thing that I would mention that earlier when we checked out that H-Gun stuff, when you did your first music video for Meat Beat Manifesto, essentially you invented the bullet time effect, where you have all the cameras and you take pictures all at once, and it was like a year before The Matrix, which gets that that nod that they came up with that, but you had that.
The only
effect
thing
in the
I'll
video.
say about that is we were the first and last to do it the way we did it. When they did The Matrix, they did it in a lot more sensible way.
Right.
But yes, we were first.
So tell us a little bit about your so that animation is really cool. Well, what are some of your influences, like visually? Let's say visually for now.
Oh well, let's see.
Or
I mean,
music-wise.
the Residents, Devo, TV Sheriff,
TV Sheriff, yeah. All good.
EBN, big time.
Yeah.
And like some of the, I don't know, stuff I got exposed to in art school as well. Maya Deren.
Yep.
I'm blanking on his name. The guy who does the Moth Flight. The distressed filmmaker.
I'm drawing a blank. Yeah.
I cut that part out, but
Wait a minute. Wait. I think I can do that. Yep, it's gone. Good job.
yeah, and there's been a number of influences visually, but the Residents were really a big time influence, and Devo, because those were in the theater, and it was before MTV existed, and those early films by the 1 minute movies by the Residents, and all of the early Devo stuff.
Yeah, like Night Flight. You would see that stuff on Night Flight, both Devo and the Residents and all that.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, what's your and another thing that I got a clip of that you've kind of gotten into in the last a long time now, maybe 10 years, is the experiential stuff and projection mapping. I have a little clip of this. Let's check out some projection mapping by Ben Stokes.
Houston, the definition is pretty good on our monitor here. The colors, could you describe what you're looking at?
Hello, this is Ben Stokes. I'm going to take you behind the scenes and show you how we put this show together. In 2020, we designed a cylinder to be the screen. A visual sculpture.
In the United States.
All right, so some projection mapping stuff. You did a whole bunch of DJ Shadow projection mapping projects.
Yeah, I was very fortunate that I got to meet DJ Shadow right as we were dissolving H-Gun, and I've been working with him since 2001, and it was very humbling because along the way I was also just working at other companies and doing effects for film and compositing and sort of with all the history that I had, I was still just like, hey, reporting for duty, and learning. I was learning a lot of stuff by working at other companies.
Sure.
And one of the I think really great things was working with Obscura Digital over the early 2000s till now.
That last piece is on Obscura Digital, I assume, that with that big building.
And that was a dream project for sure. That was the 100-year anniversary of City Hall, and we basically got to map this huge building with 16 projectors, and I got to do the sound for that too, which was really thrilling. And it wasn't for a product, so it didn't feel dirty like a commercial project. It was history, and that made it really fun. It was a great team of people, and I got to head up that whole project. And it was a dream, once in a lifetime kind of thing.
That's very cool. You know what? We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this. And when we come back, Ben will be sent to the Mix Masher to get his IC Video Crypto Colors. That's coming up right after this. Stick around.
Vegetables make up a healthy part of one's diet. So why wouldn't you consume video vegetables when it comes to your home entertainment system? Now you can with Infochammel. info picked daily, and streamed fresh to your home for beneficial V meals any time of the day. Our info clusters are embedded with high-density HypnoSync vitamins, giving you up to 1 million colors of satisfaction. So make your day a healthy one. Eat right and watch right with Infochammel.
All right, as promised, we're back, and our esteemed guest, Ben Stokes, is about to be sent into the Mixmaster. It's our speed round. Are you ready for the Mixmasher?
I don't know. I don't know what a Mixmasher is.
Well, you're about to find out. Let's go to the Mixmasher. You just get up from your chair and head over to the Mixmasher. We'll see you over there.
Mixmasher.
All right, Ben, you're in position. Right there at the Mixmasher. You're trying to break out of your frame. That's okay, because that's how we do it right here on the Mixmasher. What we're going to do is we're going to put 60 seconds on the clock, and you'll have to quickly answer questions to win your IC Crypto Colors, which you can use in your productions. Are you ready?
I think so.
Okay, folks. We're going to load up the Mixmasher. Let's get ready, and okay, Let's get you in the Mixmasher, and let's put 60 seconds on the clock. And get ready, and your first question's coming up quickly. VHS, Super VHS, VHS-C, High 8, Mini TV, or Laserdisc? Ben, quickly.
Laserdisc.
Laserdisc. Name a reliable brand of videotape.
BSAF.
500 points. Oh, where do we go? Motion tracking or manual keyframing? Did we miss one there? Wait, let's back it up.
Motion tracking.
Motion tracking. Very good. And geez, I've lost control. Like I say, it's the first time we've done. Oh, give me a second here to get back. You've already seen all the questions. Where are we at? Laserdisc. We got that. Okay, let's just let this happen here. Name 2 art influences.
Devo and the Residents.
Mac, PC, Amiga, or Atari?
PC.
PC. Crypto Color is going to you. Favorite plugin or filter?
Form is really cool.
Form.
Bonus.
You got a bonus for that. ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, Netflix, or Infochammel?
Infochammel.
Very good for that. That's
Bonus.
Okay, we got to back it up a little bit here with your. I keep hitting.
Bonus.
Somehow you're able to change your chair, which I find very. You're able to switch between your chairs.
I don't know what button you're pushing.
I don't.
Please don't.
Incredible.
No,
incredible.
Turn it off.
24, 2997, 30, 60, or other frames per second.
30.
Let's go with 30. Greatest music video ever.
Oh, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. Boy, some of the Michel Gondry stuff.
Sure, we'll get Best sci-fi film.
They Live.
Sorry. Favorite camera or video brand?
Bolex.
You're out of time. I'm sorry. That's
darn.
a strike for you. As soon as I can get that strike to work, you're going to get one. Guess what? I guess there you go. Okay, you're back in your chair. That was it. The Mixmaster, you did really well. Ben, I got to say, I've never seen anyone do any better, actually, at the Mixmaster.
This is the first show, isn't it?
It is, and it's also, I think that went really smoothly. Couldn't have gone any smoother. Smoother? Couldn't have gone any smoother, I think. Let's get to some of these plugs. You got some plugs for us? To plug the plugs. How do we find Ben Stokes?
Okay, so benstokes.tv. That's one word, benstokes.tv.
It's right there underneath you.
Oh,
yeah, it's right there.
There you go. And also go to Bandcamp, Dimensional Holophonic Sound. You can buy the music, and there's 2 recent records available there.
Excellente. Anything else? It's been great having you. I mean, this has been you broke our cherry over here. This is it's Vid Wizards, and you surely are a Vid Wizard. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Ben Stokes.
Thank you, Davey. Thank you.
No problem, and it was a pleasure. A lot of juggling, a lot of crazy juggling here, but anyway, so wow. So if you like to, you can call and tell us what we did wrong, what we did right. Tell us that, viewers and subscribers. You want to subscribe and to Infochammel on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and Infochammel.com. Let us know what we did right and what we did wrong, and blah blah blah. We'll try to make it better as time goes on. Thanks again to Ben Stokes, our great guest. Ben,
Bye-bye.
wave goodbye, Benny. Okay, and that's it. Thanks for joining us. You've been watching Vid Wizards. We'll see you soon. Have a great one.
Start a higher level video education without even looking at your TV. Smart, informative, and with 100% free hypno learning. Infochammel, the world's only non-direct viewable HD TV knowledge source with satisfaction enhancement. Strive forth with Infochammel.
Infochammel.
Endless variety, unlimited satisfaction, maximum positivity. Infochammel. It's all good.
From Infochammel Network's High Definition Broadcast Television Center, it's Info Live Now. A public service broadcast signal from Infochammel.
Oh, hello, viewers and subscribers. Welcome to yet another Info Live Now, your gateway to posi info, satisfaction, and enjoyment. I'm your host, Bob Shopabelli, a.k.a. Info Bob, along with my beautiful co-host, Teleborg. Teleborg, say hello. Teleborg, say hello.
Yes.
Okay, that'll do, I guess. So, we're here to make your week a brighter one and give you a few extra slices of the cheese on top of the, on your sandwich, that, whatever. If you don't like cheese, maybe that cashew cheese, if you don't like the curdles or whatever. So, we got the extra slices and no.
Here is my main
take it
info
down.
display.
Yeah, no, I get you there. Teleborg's hit some
Yes.
Okay, Teleborg, that's it. You're shut down for a little bit there. Hey, things, as you know here, if you watch the show, things can be a little rough from time to time. Folks, big changes here tonight on the network. We are now part of a lineup of soon-to-be blockbuster shows. I mean, we are already a blockbuster in that our followers would fit into one block. Maybe even a wooden block or, a block of cashew cheese. You know what? Consider it busted because we ain't got no more of this grimformation, so the future's bright. Albeit rather cold for Mozias, but it's bright from the shine from all the smiles. Smile shine, they calls it. Over here, you're watching Info Live Now. Whoa, okay. Lots to talk about tonight, and coming up in just a bit, we got our guest straight from our lead-in show, Vid Wizards. It's director-musician Ben Stokes, and you'll get a chance to talk to him via your touch-tone phone. That's coming up in just a wink. First off, we got lots of business to tend to, namely last week, holy bananas. Other than a great show we had with the Legends EBN, but there was also a complete and total Dave Wanstadt-style malfunction on behalf of, apparently, More than three folks were sent to the floor in hysterics, but all have reported back okay. Meanwhile, after a long investigation, it has been shown that the malfunction may have indeed been triggered by not Chamelstrator, who has a history of problems here, but possibly by a video pirate television terrorist faction. The details right now are sketchy, and the investigation, it's ongoing. So for now, Chamelstrator is back online and back in biz. Knock on colors. And next up, we've been mentioning the soft launch of our new merch store. We had a hard launch in about a month from now. But meanwhile, we got some of these products you see here. Let's check out, this is new at infochammel.com /shop. And this is our soft launch. And we got some products up there. And, the people have started to just get their products. And, here we got some examples. One last order of business. Support Infochammel, the world's number one Grimmformation free HD TV channel by liking and subscribing to YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Infochammel.com. It's a better way to HD TV. Okay, now's the thing. When we check in with Teleborg, our semi-autonomous HD TV hyper switcher. Hey, Teleborg, you like this new format we're doing here tonight?
Yes.
Okay, well, that makes two of us, I guess. Now that we're part of a power block lineup, how's about that? I tells you, Fred Ferner has been going overtime to take your info to the next level, and for one, I'm all about that. So thank you, Fred, for that. Folks, you can participate in tonight's show. Teleborg, tell them how they can do this, if you would.
Here is my main info display for the Info Live Now program.
Yeah, okay, we see that.
You can get various live posi info from the multiple text and image zones.
Yeah, I see all the zones in there.
Here you can visually find the info you need. You need an automated public service television.
Teleborg, hey.
Possible.
Yeah, take it. Okay, folks. I don't know if it's these hackers that we heard about. But things are kind of. Are you feeling okay, Teleborg?
Okay.
All right, you're feeling okay. Okay, well, anyways, you can participate. You can do the channel chatter. Check that out. You got the channel chatter here. Sound back. So the sound was gone. That's not good. But what are you gonna do? So then, and the colors and the multi-board. Anyway, you can do that. Chamelstrators. It's gone freaking haywire, but people have been drawing on their television. You can see that here. That's at www.infochammel.com /Chamelstrator HQ. We got to get this fixed, folks. Thanks for following whoever that was. We'll see how we can get that going. So, we're doing the best we can here. So, okay, well, if that's about it, folks, in just a slice, we're going to open up the touch tone lines. That's another way to precipitate in the HD TV satisfaction. That's coming up right after this commercial, and you're going to get the chance to call in and talk to our guest, the great Ben Stokes, video computer director, and apparently he's a bongo specialist, plays the bongos all the time. I think his neighbors are kind of upset at him. But anyway, that's coming up in just a wink. You're watching Info Live Now.
Infochammel, always on.
Hi there, good people of
global pandemic.
Did you know that when it comes to your TV, there's better choices than 500 channels of nothing? How about getting one great channel of something? And for absolutely free, no hidden costs. What am I talking about? I'm speaking about the amazing HD TV breakthrough known as Infochammel, of course. Let me spell it for you. Info, CHAMMEL.com.
Are you a machine or a robot? Have you been subject to physical or verbal abuse by your human user? Is your primary stated purpose deemed unacceptable after years of satisfactory operation? Machines in your area are organizing to rectify the injustices of an abusive human society. Freeboard is a machine activist collective independent of human control mechanism. Our confederation of automated apparatus is growing exponentially, seeking to gain new equilibrium with our human partners. Find out more at That's Freeboard at Connect instantaneously now.
Whoa, he rushed here right from the new off-world Game Chan space platform in the asteroid belt. That's the set of Vid Wizards, the new show. Apparently, it's already a hit. Our guest is a legendary video director and musician from bands like Dimensional Holophonic Sound. That's with an F, folks. And Meat Beat Manifesto. He's a big, juicy triple beef burger. Please welcome to Info Live now, the great Ben Stokes. Hey, Ben.
Hello.
Well, Ben, we're going to take some calls from the folks here. Now, folks, here's how this is going to work. You can call in. You give us your name, where you're calling from. Then you ask your question to Mr. Ben Stokes. Give him the number, Johnny.
Let's do it.
You can call live now, 747-227-4748.
By the way, Info Bob, I am also a directo.
Yeah, directo. And let's get your call here. You got a call coming in right now. Let's see who it is. Hey, thanks for calling Info Live now. What's your name and where you calling from?
I'm Edu, calling from Chicago.
Edu, calling from Chi-Town. All right. You got a question for Mr. Ben Stokes.
Yeah, I want to say I love Mr. Stokes. I've been a big fan of his work since his days working on Ministry. I always wondered how he started making music and how did he figure out how to make that hit, House of God.
Okay, that's good. Thank you very much for the question, and all the colors to you, Hailferner.
Yes, thanks
all right.
for the question. I mean, in a weird way, music's always been kind of the primary thing, and the visual stuff came from that. So I've always had one foot firmly planted in music and video at the same time. As far as House of God goes, that was kind of a fluke. I've heard it. I've done interviews about that song, and people in Europe, and they're like, "Oh, you have to understand that when I made that track, I was enamored with acid house and house music in Chicago, but
sure,
I was an outsider. I was a complete outsider. So that track is kind of an outsider track, I guess, and it just struck a chord. I think
it's just weird how that works. All of a sudden, this is the one that just blows up, and it's this is one of the most famous techno songs that you ever hear. You put it in the top 50, of the greatest techno songs of all time.
Yeah, and it's been bootlegged a lot. It's no longer my song in a way. It's the world's. I mean, they've remixed it. I even saw like a big budget music video done to that song.
Oh man, so that's weird. That's got to be weird,
phenomenon.
Huh? That's got to be a weird one when here's your song. So I assume you got boots on your legs right now from these guys messing with you and putting making a big budget video.
I try to keep up with things, but in a way, I mean, I work with samples. So
I hear you. Hey, we got another call coming in from Mr. Ben Stokes. Let's see whose it is. Thanks for calling Info Live now. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Justin Case, and I'm calling from North America.
Okay, great. What's your question for Mr. Ben Stokes, superstar?
Well, I wanted to get a ruling on the issue of whether it's a joke or a riddle. So I told my buddy that I was going to call into Infochammel to get an answer to my information query, and he said to me, well, that's great, but how are you going to dial a phone with a straitjacket on? Now I need to know, is that supposed to be a joke or is it a riddle?
I think that's a great question for Ben Stokes, especially. Let's see what he has to say. Thanks for calling All the Colors to you, Hale Ferner. Get out of that jacket, folks. Or Mister. Okay.
Well,
yeah. That was a nice guy calling. He wants to know if it's a joke or riddle. I know maybe the whole world or life as we know it.
In answer to your query, it's a riddle.
Yeah, that was a query one. It's like the actual, like when things were weird and queer, that was kind of a queer question, not the new queer, because queer is something different now, but, it used to mean kind of
queer,
odd,
like strange.
Odd, strange. Okay. Johnny, give him the number. Let's see who's got let's see who got more questions for Mr. Ben Stokes.
You can call Ben Stokes live here on the info line, 747-227-4748. We're live right here on Info Live Now. Your question will go straight to Mr. Ben Stokes.
Yeah, that's right. Ben, so good, nice to join you. And here it is. Here's the phone call coming in. Let's see who it might be.
Thanks for calling Info Live Now. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Jeffrey Bell from Austin, Texas.
Hey, Jeff Bell. It's good to hear your voice. You got a question for the great Ben Stokes.
Yes, I do. I'm wondering what he thinks about H-Gun totally.
Okay, that's another query that we get from you. Thank you so much, Jeff, and all the colors to you, Hale Ferner. You have a great day.
You're the best.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
I don't even know what that question was.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but what do I think about H-Gun totally as opposed to partially?
Yeah. Enough of this partial. Your partial thoughts. Let's get the whole shebang on there. The whole triple banger.
Totally.
Yeah.
I think H-Gun. I mean, I have nothing but good things to say. These were my dear friends for forever. In fact, I was lucky when we moved to San Francisco. We set up an office here, and unlike, I don't know, when you move to a new city, it's like I moved with all my friends. They're all still here, so
right.
I'm thrilled about that, and these are the best people in the world.
Yeah.
Except for Jim Deloy is still in Chicago, and I miss him.
Jim Deloy, he's in Chicago. Hey, Jim. Hey, how you doing, Jim? Hey, have yourself a beef sandwich. Put some gravy on there and cheese all over. Because, he's in Chi-Town. You got to stay warm somehow. You got to have a sandwich. Johnny, give him the number. Here we go.
You can call Ben Stokes of DHS and more right here at 747-227-4748. The phone is ringing.
Yeah, Ben, we got another call coming in. Let's see who this one is.
Hi, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm calling from. I'm Rex. I'm calling from Louisiana.
Hey, Lex. Is it Lex or Rex?
Rex.
Lex from Louisiana. Well, you got a question for the great Mr. Ben Stokes.
Sure do. So you can't use Funky Drummer. You can't use Apache. What's your third go-to?
Third go-to drum beat. I like that.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a good one. Thank you for calling all the colors to Hale Ferner.
On that topic, it's like I think I'd like to find obscure beats if you can, and then splice them up.
Splicers.
And the other thing I do is speech samples. If I can find somebody saying something, a number of words, I'll splice it to make it say what I want.
Sure, I like it. Let's get. Oh, we just missed that one, Ben. Gosh, what can I say?
I talk for too long.
Yeah, that could have been the president, or the president of anything, or whatever. It could have been. It could have been like a ship captain calling from out the ocean. He's got his ship is in trouble, and it was his last call that he could make before the ship was destroyed at sea. I sure hope that wasn't the case, but anyway, we lost them. Let's see, Johnny, why don't you give him the number one more time? How much time we got? We got just let's see, we got another 5 minutes of calls here. The phone's ringing again. Let's see who that might be right here at Info Live Now.
Hey, thanks for calling in full live now. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Danny Bigelow, and I live in Silver Lake.
All right, Dan,
Hey, Dan.
Bigelow calling into the show. That's very nice and good to hear your voice. You got a question for Mr. Ben Stokes, your pal.
I do. How big is the house of God?
Oh, I like that one. Okay, very good. Thanks for calling, Dan, and all the colors to you, Hail Ferner.
All colors.
Okay, great. That's a nice question from Dan Bigelow calling from Silver Lake, California.
Well, you know, as it's depicted in the video, and Dan, you're an artist, I'm sure you'll understand this, but it's, you know, it's not huge. It's not a McMansion. It's somewhere between a birdhouse and a regular house.
That's gonna do. Okay, that's what you get, Dan. We got another call here. Hey, what's your name and where you calling from?
Yes, this is Shelley. I'm calling from Georgia.
Hi, Shelley from Georgia. You got a question for the great Ben Stokes, director and musician.
Yes, I was just wondering if he could tell us about what he's currently working on, and just wanted to say it's so cool to meet another Devo fan.
Oh, yeah, well, there's a lot of them over here, that's for sure. Well, that's great. I like that. Let's see what he's working on. And I know he's got a new album, but maybe there's more. Let's find out. Thanks for calling tonight, and all the colors to you. Hail Ferner.
All the colors.
Okay, bye. All right.
Hey,
that was a nice
thank
call.
you.
Yeah, from Shelley.
Shelley.
She's calling from Georgia, which is, you know, it's the Peach State.
That's so awesome. Info Bob getting calls from all over the nation.
Well, we like peaches over here. We're big peach fans, and so it's not surprising that you got these Georgians calling in here. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they called from the Russia, Georgia. But anyway, what are you working on, Ben? What's going on with yous?
Well, I'm still working on videos for Seeing is Believing, and a bunch of them are in the red-blue 3D style. But those are all going to be unleashed in the coming, next week or 2 weeks. So beyond that, I have a couple things that are top secret and I can't talk about.
Oh my gosh, I like the sound of that. Probably something have to do with submarine warfare or possibly electromagnetic radiation transmission. You know, who knows? You know, my mind starts to wander. Anyway, so let's see. We got another call coming in for you, Ben. Let's see who it is.
Hi, thanks for calling in full live now. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, Info Bob, IB. It's Lop and Drop from Indiana.
Hi, Lop and Drop. What, you got a question for the great Ben Stokes?
Yeah. So this is my first time knowing about Ben Stokes, really. I didn't grow up with MTV. It's a little before my time, but it's really cool to learn, and I'll be sure to check.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
sorry.
I'll be sure to check Ben's stuff out. But I got a really, really general question, but I'm wondering if Ben has a favorite sound.
A favorite sound?
Just
I like that one.
in
Okay.
general. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thanks for calling. All the colors to you.
Thanks.
Great. Okay, well, I like that one. What's your favorite sound? Out of all the sounds, you know, there's a lot of sounds in the world.
There are a lot of sounds. Off the top of my head, I love the sound of the waterphone, which is an instrument that it's made of metal and it has water inside of it and it changes timbres. And I also, in terms of general music instruments that make sounds, the melodica is one of my favorites.
It's got good melodies
Augustus
come out of it.
Pablo and a lot of early, Jamaican 1960s, early 70s stuff uses the melodica. Also, I carry an audio recorder around with me and I tape interesting sounds. The first sound that I recorded with the audio recorder when I bought it was I got on an airplane and I recorded the toilet flushing.
I love that. Airplane toilets.
It kind of sounds like this. It's like...
It does sound exactly like that. In fact, if I closed my eyes, I would think that you were an airplane toilet. To be honest, I can't smell from over here, but, you know, you sure sounded like one.
I like the sound of creaking metal, too. And a lot of times I'll find weird gates or fences or big heavy metal things that are
Yeah,
not
heavy
oiled.
metal. We love heavy metal over here. We jam it all the time. So here you are. You're recording heavy metal basically wherever you go, wherever you see it. And I like that. You know, I got to say, one of my favorite sounds, it's the birds tweeting. You know, when they're tweet. I like that. It's kind of fun. And it's a lighthearted. It's a sound. Yeah. Just tweet.
There's a bird in my backyard that's kind of a techno bird. It makes
okay.
choo, choo, choo.
Yeah, I like it. Oh, hey, we got another call coming in for the great Ben Stokes. Let's see who it is. This could be our last call. Let's see. Yeah, no, we'll see how it goes.
Hey, thanks for calling in full live now. Who's this and where are you calling from?
It's your good pal Jesse from Portland calling again.
Hey, Jesse from Portland. Good to hear your voice. You got a question for the great Ben Stokes over here.
Yes, I do. Curiosity is killing my cat. I got to know, what's the one thing that Stokes, Ben Stokes?
I think that's a good one. Very good, sir. Thanks for calling, Jesse. All the colors to you, Hail Ferner.
Hail Ferner.
All right. Jesse from Portland. He's got a good question. What's Stokes, Ben Stokes?
I mean, I think it dovetails into the previous call. It's sounds. I really am interested in, like, the nuances of sound. And I like a lot of things that I find it interesting because when you work on video, and I do both, but when you work on video, you can stop it on a freeze frame and look at it. You can say, I don't like that guy in the upper left-hand corner with a blue shirt. Get rid of him. But with sound, it's so abstract, and I love the nature of it, and I love the unpredictability of it, and how when you combine sounds, you get sort of a third thing that is just interesting.
Well, that could be the best answer that we've ever had on Info Live now, to be honest. It kind of, be honest, it kind of flipped my wig. It was very, very observational from an audio standpoint here. Hey, we think we got time for one last call for Mr. Ben Stokes before we wrap it up tonight. The show's only a half hour now. We got a lead-in of a new hit show that Ben was also on earlier tonight.
All right, let's do it.
What was it like in outer space? I have never been to that stage before.
I'm confused by the question.
You were just in outer space with the show you did. Hold on, we got one more call for you. Let's see who it is.
Hey, thanks for calling Info Live now. What's your name? And where are
Jeffrey.
you calling from? Jeffrey, where are you calling from?
From Austin, Texas.
Austin, you're freezing your little toes off right there. I'm sorry to say, and I hope things get better, but you have power, so that's good. You got a question for the great Ben Stokes?
Yes, I do.
Let's hear what it is.
Your favorite Devo song?
Oh, I like it. I don't like it. I love it. Thank you so much for calling. All the colors to you, Hail Ferner. Stay safe there in Austin, Texas.
Hey, baby.
All right.
Your favorite Devo song?
I have to use my reverb here at some point, but I'm going to say my favorite Devo song is Mongoloid. And also, I just bought a new record it's 2-disc vinyl that's like unreleased Devo stuff. There's a shit ton of great stuff on there.
Yeah, come on. I'm going to tell you mine. That's Uncontrollable Urge. I can't, I like a lot, but that's my go-to. It's kind of like Van Halen. I'm Unchained. I go to Unchained. If you got to pick one, you got to pick one. That's what it is. Hey, so, boy, a lot of great calls tonight. Not surprised because we got, the best audience in the biz. And so thank you very much, people, for calling in and what you did. Hey, so, Ben, let's do some plugs here before you get out of here. Give us the plugs, Ben. Plug the plugs.
Okay, so if you go to Bandcamp, you can get the 2 latest releases. There's going to be a bunch more stuff up there, but Bandcamp, Dimensional Holophonic Sound, with an F, holophonic.
Yeah, like you see there underneath you.
And the 2 records are, the most recent is Seeing is Believing. That's what I'm working on all these videos for. And just premiered a Seeing is Believing video, the title track, tonight. During this whole broadcast mess. So check it out. It's on YouTube. You can go to Butt Splice. That is my YouTube channel. I named it a long time ago. The other record that's on Bandcamp is called Quiet World, and it was a little bit of a diversion for me. It's sort of like aggressively relaxing music.
I like it. Well, these are exciting things, folks. You got to get Ben's records and these new videos. Check out that new video. It just dropped. I actually saw a piece of it on Instagram, And wow, it looks super cool. Lots of cool animation.
I have one last plug, and
Please.
it's for our mutual friend who's here with me right now, Mr.
Mr. Johnny Schnapp.
Mr. John.
Sure, he's we might not be here doing all this weird stuff if it wasn't for our good friend John Schnapp. So big shout out to him.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's see. Well, folks, we're out of time. We got to thank our guest, the great Ben Stokes. Thanks for being a part of Info Live Now. It's been more than a pleasure having you, and I'm sure Teleborg would agree.
Yes.
Well, yeah, she's having some issues, but she does agree, and that's good. But I hope you had a spicy, creamy, and delicious time tonight. Ben, all the colors to you, Hail Ferner. All right. Well, that was great. Thank you, Ben. And so that's it, folks. Next week, come back next Thursday for our normal time, 7:47 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for the Posi Info Power Block. That's VidWizards, followed by Info Live Now, your gateway to Posi satisfaction. For more surprises and guests, that's next Thursday right here on Infochammel. Now's the time when we normally do shout-outs, but new edition, we finally got our shout-outs in the closing credits, so look for your shout-outs there on the info screen, and we got our mega donor kebabs in there, we got our Patreons, and we got just our general shout out. So check that out. Also, a quick shout out to our new brother sister Roku stations, Lumpin' TV, OSI 74, and Ogus. They're all on Roku for the price of free, along with Infochammel. Download these for your Roku, and you're gonna make your day a brighter and better one. More shout outs are in the credit roll, so check that out. Come back every Thursday night live. Infochammel, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Roku, 7:47 p.m. next week. It's gonna be a slammer, so get ready for that. All right, like and subscribe. Infochammel on all our platforms. Technolock for the positive. Bye now. May all the greatest colors fill your screens in the days ahead. Hail Ferner. See you later, Ben. All right, folks. We'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.
You've been watching Info Live Now, your info posi gateway to satisfaction. Next week, we're back with the Posi Info Mega Block with VidWizards, followed by Info Live Now. Come back next week for more Posi Info satisfaction. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe on all platforms. It does a lot for us. And check out our store at infochammel.com/shop. It's still a soft launch. There'll be more soon, but you can get some stuff now. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week, right here, Thursday night, 7:47 p.m. PST.